The rebellion within. Why do you break rules, even the ones you made for yourself? You promise to wake early, yet snooze wins. You swear to eat clean, yet temptation whispers louder. It's not weakness, it's rebellion. Deep inside, your brain isn't loyal to discipline, it's loyal to freedom. Neuroscience calls it psychological reactance, the instant defiance triggered by control, even your own control. When told, don't, your mind screams, why not? That spark of defiance, it's ancient, born from survival. When the tribe demanded obedience, rebellion created evolution. So the next time you fail your own plan, remember, it's not failure, it's your biology defending your right to choose. But what if you could train it to rebel for you, not against you? Ever notice how the more you forbid something, the more magnetic it becomes? That's the forbidden fruit effect. Your brain doesn't desire the thing, it desires the freedom around it. Philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." But mastery isn't about chains, it's about choice. When a diet says never, the brain whispers, just once. When a schedule says must, the mind whispers later. Rules create rebellion, but autonomy creates devotion. Psychologists found that giving people the illusion of choice increases compliance by 60%. Your mind craves to decide, not obey. So maybe freedom isn't the absence of rules, it's the art of writing them with your own hand and believing in the author. Dopamine's hidden uprising. Here's the twist. Your brain doesn't rebel to destroy discipline, it rebels to protect dopamine. That tiny molecule of motivation runs your life. When routine kills novelty, dopamine fades, and your brain revolts. It craves curiosity, surprise, risk. Nietzsche once said, "One must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star." That chaos is chemical. The rebel isn't evil, it's bored. That's why goals die in repetition but thrive in reinvention. When you chase a goal like an adventure, not a rule, your brain joins you. Discipline fails when it feels like prison. It flourishes when it feels like play. So the question isn't, how do I obey myself? It's, how do I keep my rebellion inspired?
Inside every adult brain lives a child, curious, defiant, wild. That child doesn't care for routines or rules. It lives for wonder. And every time you force yourself to obey without joy, that inner child hides. Carl Jung called it the puer aeternus, the eternal youth within the psyche. Ignore it, and your life feels robotic. Embrace it, and purpose becomes play. You don't lose discipline by listening to it, you find meaning. When you make discipline a dialogue, not a dictatorship, your brain stops fighting. So talk to that child. Ask it what feels alive. Let it dance in your plans. Only then will your inner rebellion turn from enemy into creative fire. Ever followed every rule and still felt empty? That's the paradox of obedience. Rules can bring order, but they can also strangle essence. Soren Kierkegaard said, "The most common form of despair is not being who you are." Your brain senses that despair, the quiet death of individuality. That's why it sabotages perfection. It's not lazy, it's longing. The rebel is your last defense against living a borrowed life. When society says follow, your mind whispers, but who leads me? Maybe breaking your own rule isn't sin. Maybe it's the soul reminding the system you're still human, not a program. Rebellion, at its core, is your spirit gasping for air. The harder you try to control your mind, the wilder it gets. It's like squeezing water. The tighter the grip, the less you hold. Psychologists call this the ironic process theory. When you say, "Don't think about failure," your brain paints it in neon. So control backfires. Freedom, not force, rewires habits. Meditation masters say, observe, don't order. Let thoughts drift and they lose power. When you fight them, they fight back. So maybe discipline is not domination, it's direction. You don't trap the river, you guide its flow. True control is quiet, not clenched. Every rule you break reflects something deeper, not defiance, but disconnection. We resist what we don't align with. Your goals may not be yours. They may be echoes of others' expectations. That's why the brain rebels, not from laziness, but honesty. Philosopher Elaine A. de Botton said, "Our self-respect depends on our ability to disobey. To obey the wrong voice is spiritual betrayal." So when your brain says no, don't silence it. Listen. Ask, what truth are you protecting? Because the mind's rebellion is often the soul's whisper saying, this isn't your path. Sometimes not following the rule.
Freedom feels limitless, yet without structure, it becomes chaos. Rules give form to meaning. But when rules replace meaning, we collapse. Like music, rhythm without melody is noise. Melody without rhythm is confusion. Your brain needs both. Psychologist Viktor Frankl wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. That space is choice, the birthplace of freedom. So don't destroy all rules, redefine them. Create systems that serve your spirit, not suffocate it. Let your discipline breathe, let your freedom focus. That balance between rule and rebellion is where greatness is born."
Your rebellion is powerful, but raw power needs purpose. Train it like fire. Feed it direction, and it becomes creation. Deny it, and it burns you. Neuroscience shows that when you link autonomy with vision, motivation skyrockets. So don't punish your inner rebel. Recruit it. Make your rules feel like freedom contracts, not prison terms. Reward curiosity. Celebrate progress. Your brain doesn't want perfection. It wants participation. Give it purpose, and rebellion becomes your ally. When freedom and focus walk together, transformation begins.
And now, pause. Close your eyes. Remember every promise you broke, every rule you couldn't follow. Forgive yourself. Because the rebellion was never against discipline, it was against disconnection. Your mind wasn't failing, it was fighting for authenticity. So rise again, but differently. Don't follow rules, understand them. Don't kill rebellion, evolve it. Make your discipline sacred, your freedom conscious. Your brain isn't your enemy, it's your wildest ally, waiting to be led with love, not control. This is your awakening. You were never lost. You were becoming.